Good evening. The Lawrence Alliance for Education Board Meeting for September 10th, 2025 will now come to order. The time is 6:06. Maria, would you please take attendance?
Dr. Dolores Calaf,
Present.
Edgar de Leon, Arlene Garcia,
Present.
Juana Matias, Maria Muller,
Present.
Mayor Brian de Peña, Chair Patricia Mariano.
Present. All set. Would we please rise for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we're seated, I'd ask that we bow our heads and remember those impacted and their families during the tragedy of 9/11. We have someone close to home that we're going to say a prayer for. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the loss of our community, that our community suffered yesterday, when recently retired Lawrence High School wrestling coach Robert Niceforo passed away. Coach Niceforo led our wrestling program for 20 years before retiring after the 2023 season. He was highly successful, becoming one of only 3 LHS athletic coaches in school history to win a state championship in 2011. But far more importantly, he was loved and respected by his athletes, colleagues, and family. His loss is also being felt by our friends and neighbors at the Greater Lawrence Technical School, where he was a longtime teacher. Let's please pause for a moment of silence in recognition of Coach Niceforo's contribution to our city and community. Thank you. We'll now have public participation. The board welcomes public comment. We will call on people in the order they signed up. As you begin, please state your name and address for the record. Each person is permitted to speak for no more than 2 minutes. A bell will ring when you have 30 seconds remaining, again at the end of the 2 minutes. I ask that you please adhere to those limits. Inappropriate behavior will not be tolerated. If exhibited, we will turn off the microphones and the person will be asked to leave the meeting. I'd like to remind everyone that during public participation, the board is in listening mode, and as such, the board members do not respond to comments. Written public comments may be emailed to lae@lawrence.k12.ma.us no later than 2:00 the afternoon of our meeting. And we have Mr. Marley.
Good evening, honorable members. Did the citizen declare the first day of the school, the day of the teachers and Lawrence Public School Appreciation Day? We are proud Lawrence Public School with the impeccable leadership by Honorable Superintendent Ralph Guerrero moving forward we must know that the best teachers in the nation are teaching in Lawrence Public School. The teachers, the true nation builder, the hope of this best future for our children of the Lawrence, future of this great nation, all depend on how well we support our teachers union. Lawrence, one city under God, we all the citizens, we united to support the teachers and the union. The teachers who inspired the whole world, the teachers who educate children of Lawrence, we the Laurentian champion of the support of teachers union in the nation. Lawrence teachers, you are number one. Because of your hard work, because of your dedication, the children of Lawrence have a bright future. Lawrence always is strong. Lawrence always unite. In this important academic year, we pledge to support Lawrence Teachers Union. As a great Nelson Mandela said, education indeed the most powerful weapon to change the world. We, the Laurentian, the changes is only possible if we support our teachers union. We support our teachers, and Lawrence teachers, thank you for excellent job. We have, because of you, because of your best academic year and triumphant academic success, Lawrence teachers, because of you, Lawrence will rise again.
Thank you, Mr. Molly. That concludes public participation for this evening, and we'll continue with my reports. As the new school opens, we need to continue our work within the current subcommittees. I am asking that the existing subcommittees remain intact. The only difference is that Maria will send out a poll to see if your availability has changed in any way, and we will try to accommodate you as best we can. As a reminder, these are the people that are on our subcommittees. We have the Policy Subcommittee, Superintendent Carrero, Edgar De Leon, Maria Moeller, myself, Christopher Markham, and Alicia Mallon, the MASC Field Director Coordinator. The Budget Subcommittee includes Mayor Brian DePena, Superintendent Carrero, Jason Cabrera, Arlene Garcia, and Juana Mateus. Curriculum and Instruction Subcommittee includes Superintendent Carrero, Jen Perry, Assistant Superintendent, myself, and Juana Mateus. So bear in mind that Maria will be sending out a poll to find out what the best days are for you to meet as a group. And I thank you for that. We have 3 items this evening to vote on. The first one being a transfer of land at 47 Hamlet Street. Could I have a motion to open this up for discussion? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Sorry, can you repeat
Second.
that?
Who was that? Marie? Who was it, Suzanne? All right, Maria Mola. Could I have a second?
Second.
Arlene, thank you. Maria, please call the roll.
Dr. Dolores Calaf? Yes, it's to discuss the motion.
Yes.
Arlene Garcia?
Yes.
Maria Muller?
Yes.
Chair Patricia Mariano?
Yes. And this evening, we have Dan McCarthy from the Planning Board to explain the transfer.
Good evening, everybody. Superintendent Carrero, Chairperson Mariano, and board members. My name is Daniel McCarthy. I work in the Office of Planning and Development. I am the Planning Director for the City of Lawrence. And I'm here to make a presentation to you and a request to subdivide a portion of land off of the campus of the Robert J. Frost School for the purposes of disposing of that to one of the abutting neighbors who's made a request for this land.
We online, Suzanne? Those are nice trees, and they're in my backyard at the Frost. Oh, no, okay, you got some other trees.
So what I have before you is a map of the Robert Frost School on Hamlet Street. The property is approximately 26 acres of land. Anybody familiar with the property knows it's surrounded by granite ledge, which makes a good portion of the land undevelopable. We have a request from an abutting landowner, the Stanisuski family, who live right here, to purchase a portion of land behind their home to add to their yard and increase their space for future living space in their home. As you can see here, there's a blue line that goes across here. That is the limits of the ledge that runs behind their home.
Deanna, excuse me, could I ask you a question?
Yep.
Does the blue lines, does that impact the other abutters?
That blue line just shows you where the ledge is. The small blue line is what's behind her home. The next picture, if I can get this to work. Okay.
That's what she's,
So here, this is her home. You have a smaller picture here. I've gone out there with a land surveyor and measured this out. It's approximately 4,907 square feet. As you can see, this area back here is ledge, and it doesn't interfere with any of the other properties. Anybody familiar with the neighborhood knows a lot of the people who've lived there have lived there for decades, and many of them have been using the woods behind the home, though they don't own it. Mrs. Stanisusi and her family just want to purchase this property as part of theirs. All right. This is a plan that a land surveyor put together for her, showing where the area is behind it. As you can see, this is a map of the entire city, of the entire campus, and this smaller little square here is it. So it's a minute portion. Like I said, it's 26.6 acres of land, and this is a little under 5,000 square feet of land. Here's another plan we're showing where her existing fence is. This is actually her fence here. As you can see, her fence is about 15 feet onto state city property already, and a lot of the neighbors have already done that. They've improved their properties into the city land. So this is behind her house now. This is the area that belongs to the city. As you can see, they've been maintaining it for a period of time. This is the fence in the rear yard. This area up here, you see that line, the dark line? That is the granite ledge. It's like a cliff behind their house. And above that is all solid rock. Really land that's undevelopable and of no use. The ledge goes all the way to a point behind here. So this land is really inaccessible for anybody else except a few families that live back there. Here's another photo showing the ledge and the fence where it is. This is next to her neighbor's land. As you can see, the neighbor's fence is in line with her fence. And here's another area showing where the ledge is. And here again, you can see the extent of the ledge. And here's a view from the back of the ledge looking towards the houses. So that's the end of my presentation. It's a pretty straightforward request. We've done this in the past before. The city sells these properties to abutting property owners under a program we've had for 20 years called the yard sale program, where available land can be used for yard, greenery, parking, recreation, anything like that. It's not to be used as a buildable lot. You can't build a house back there. It's not to be used for, it can be used for accessory uses, such as garages or a garden shed or something of that nature, but you couldn't build a home back there and subdivide it and sell it. This has to remain part of her property. So one of the conditions of the sale will be that she needs to merge the land with the city. So the first plan that you saw up there is what we call a subdivision plan, and that will be submitted to the registry of deeds, subdividing that property off from the larger parcel belonging to the school. After that, the land will go through the regular process. It will go to city council, where it'll be reviewed and made dispositive by the board for a vote, and then it will go through the yard sale program. Right now, we sell these lots for $1 a square foot. As again, they're very limited on use. And that's essentially it. This is a request of this person who lives here, and we've done this in the past through other property owners to assist them with increasing their yard. If this land had any value to the school, we would have assessed that and been against this transaction. But since it really has no value for the school department or the city in whole, we think it's a good transaction.
2 questions, Dan. What is the cost to the owners?
It's gonna be about $5,000, $4,907 exactly. And they have to pay for all the legal portions of it. They have to pay for the planning. So there's several plans that need to be recorded at the registry of deeds. They cost $1,000. So it may cost them in total about $10,000.
All right, and could the owner do an addition to their existing house?
That they could do, yes.
Pardon me?
Potentially, yes. But they would be required to go to zoning and permitting. They would be limited on how far they could go. And again, we went out there with several members of the city and drew the line so that it doesn't interfere. It doesn't come within 20 feet of the stone ledge because of water issues and things of that nature. We didn't want this to interfere with that. I believe her interest, like I said, the fence right now that she has is on your land. And I think she wants to put a garage out to that fence.
Okay. Any other questions from the board?
Is that price market rate? I mean, how is the price determined?
So the price was determined through a program that the city we entered into years ago with the state for disposing of land. And when we do these lands, we do it with certain conditions that it can only be used for open space, accessory use, parking. They could put a pool there, or they could put a tennis court or something like that. But you couldn't build a house there and sell it and profit off it. That's what the intention is. So for the last 20 years, we've been selling these for $1 a square foot. That way it's fair. We don't just make up numbers. Whether $1 a square foot's fair nowadays, we might have to go to $2, but it's still a relatively good deal for the property owner.
$2. You know how much a gallon of regular gas is?
Excuse me?
You know what a gallon of regular gas is?
The gas?
Yeah,
I believe it's probably in the street.
$3.40 something, and we're giving out land for $2 a square foot?
I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
I have another question.
Yes.
Sorry, Superintendent. What's stopping other neighbors from coming to the city to do the same thing? And I mean, I guess you mentioned that some of them already have fences that cross the border of the city. Let me go back. This is money for the city, not for the schools, right?
It's a big question. On a lot of the streets around there, you'll find people essentially trespassing on our land. And do we go out there and tell them, you got to start paying us for this? This will be putting 5,000 square feet back on the tax roll. If this was land that was any value to the city, I would have recommended against this. But because this land is of no value to the city. It's completely landlocked, surrounded by this ledge, and it can't be developed for any other purpose than what the family's asking to do. Use it for yard space in the garage.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I was encouraged when earlier you said that it's our land, referring to the city schools. Can I assume that the transfer of property and money, the money comes to the schools ledger?
That is a question above my pay grade.
I knew that was coming. So if it can happen,
Yes.
I'm advocating it's found money. I think it's time for us to start building our scholarship fund for our kids.
That's
And
a
that would be a
great
perfect place for it.
I
We got
agree, that
kids
sounds like
that
a
are
great
doing-
idea.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Hearing none, could I have a motion to approve this transfer? With, I really like what the superintendent suggested, with the possibility that the payment go into a scholarship fund for Lawrence students.
I will make that a note in a condition when I bring it to the mayor and to the city council. Yes.
All right, could I have a motion?
So move.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Maria, please call the roll.
Dr. Dolores Calaf,
Yes.
Arlene Garcia,
Yes.
Maria Muller,
Yes.
Chair Patricia Mariano.
Yes. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much.
All right, the next item that requires a vote is the facilities rentals as well as a new policy. And is there anybody?
I will present that, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Our Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Hernandez, reluctantly had to take a plane to Spain to engage in a wedding. The only thing she knows how to do is send me nice cuisine that I tell her, stick to the wedding. However, before she left, she went over the requests that we have that are before you, and we can take them all at one time unless you have any questions, Madam Chair. And then I'd like to go over some of the highlights of the revisions that we're adding to the policy for the rental agreements for our facilities, and that has a little bit of history to it. But nevertheless, you have Charter Public School, the Partham School Gymnasium. They have winter basketball there, and obviously our kids are involved in that. We're recommending approval of the request. Lawrence International Book Fair, which is a wonderful event that we have around the city this year. They're hoping to host it right here in the South Lawrence East School Auditorium, and we're recommending that also. The Lawrence Papawana Cheer, here at the South Lawrence East School Gymnasium. We're recommending that also. They participate by practicing in the fall season indoors. Lawrence Papawana Football and Cheer, Inc. also, using Lawrence High School, the Lower Calf and Gymnasium. Now, I don't know if that is the new complex or if that's the old complex, but nonetheless, the space is available and we're approving that also. Merrimack Valley Spartans Football, Weatherby School Gym, we're partnering with them, especially in allowing our kids to participate. Plan B Advertising, Popsy Production, Lawrence High School School Performing Arts Center. Those of you that were at opening day saw what our kids are capable of doing, and we want to continue to push that with partnerships. So we're asking to approve that also. Sueños Basketball, utilizing the Arlington School Gymnasium for after-school program basketball practices. And they also allow for our kids to participate. So all of those have just come in for the beginning of the school year, and we have the space and the coordination, so we're asking for approval of that.
All right, would you like to take them as two separate?
Yes,
Okay. Could I have a motion to approve the requests for facility use for the month of, well, as presented by the school department? It's not just September, it goes on.
yeah.
Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Maria, would you please call the roll? Second, I'm sorry.
Maria Muller,
Dolores, I'm going to ask you to second because I'm going to abstain myself, specifically from one of the renters.
I have the same situation.
So,
Let's pull those two separately.
okay.
Thank you.
Sorry. So we're going to pull from the vote, the Community Day Charter School at this time. No, and we're pulling the, where am I? The Lawrence International Book Fair. Let's pull those two. Okay? So all of the rest of them are before you.
All right. So move without those, yes.
Okay.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Arlene. Maria, please call the roll.
Dr. Dolores Calaf,
Yes.
Arlene Garcia,
Yes.
Maria Muller,
Yes.
Chair Patricia Mariano.
Yes.
Madam Chair, I recommend that we enter into a rental agreement with the Lawrence International Book Fair that they will host here at the South Lawrence East Auditorium this coming up October.
So move.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Maria, please call the roll.
Dr. Dolores Calaf,
Abstain.
Arlene Garcia,
Yes.
Maria Muller,
Yes.
Chair Patricia Mariano.
So those, we already called Community Day, correct?
We
No.
have to do community day.
So I'm recommending also that we enter into a rental agreement with Community Day Public Charter School for the use of the Partham School Gymnasium. That would be Monday through Friday, 5 to 8 p.m. from December 1st through March 6th.
Could I have that, now call the roll, Maria.
Dr. Dolores Calaf,
Abstain.
Arlene Garcia,
Yes.
Maria Muller,
Yes.
Chair Patricia Mariano.
Yes.
Thank you. The rental facility policy that the board for terms.
I'm sorry, Superintendent, we did not vote on the other one.
No, I'm presenting it now.
Oh, okay.
So in your packets, you have the non-school use of LPS facilities. And I tried to make this simple by highlighting what changes we're recommending. Yeah, we did Community Day.
This one is gonna come now.
We did Community Day separately, we did International Book Fair separately, and we did all the other ones clustered together.
No, we did International Book Fair twice.
Maria,
All right, so we're missing Community Day, correct? I recommend the usage of our facilities by Community Day Charter School, Madam Chair. Partham School Gymnasium during the winter months from Monday through Friday from 5 to 8, December 1st, 2025 through March 6th, 2025.
2026.
Sorry, 2026. Did we hear everything?
Yes.
All right, could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Aye. Second.
Thank you. Maria, please call the roll.
Dr. Dolores Calaf,
Yes.
Arlene Garcia,
Yes.
Maria Muller,
Abstain.
Chair Patricia Mariano.
Yes. All right, now are you going to do the,
Yes, so on your facilities, terms and condition, if you turn to the second page, down the bottom in yellow, it says gymnasiums. We added gymnasiums. At no time will any food or beverages be sold, brought into, or consumed in the gymnasium. We're encountering several issues with that. On the next page, the bullet that says, the use of cooking appliances, open flames, or any equipment that produces heat or fire, such as stove, grills, hot plates, candles, sternals, is strictly prohibited inside of or any place within Lawrence Public Schools facilities. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. We've had these issues. And on the bottom paragraph, it talks for any event with fewer than 50 anticipated attendees, the district designee will determine what, if any, school resource officer personnel is required for the safety and security of the event. Okay, one last one on page 5. Use of the Performing Arts Center, the PAC, requires a minimum of 500 confirmed attendees in order to be eligible for the rental. Requests that do not meet with this attendance threshold will not be approved for usage of the Performing Arts Center. That would be the changes.
Superintendent, one question. Are you seeing more activity with groups wanting to use the new buildings?
So let's remember that part of the guarantee from the MSBA is that we can't allow the usage from outside activities. I know it's at least 1 year, but possibly 2 years, because they gotta let the building settle down, and they need to come in and supervise and monitor all of the things that stay the same of their investment that they made. So we will have signs and let the public know that we can't allow them to usage through the contract from the Mass Building Association. These are issues that have come up inside of our buildings of cooking with grills. There's a lot of activities, and there's a lot of groups that want to use our facilities, and I think that that's a wonderful thing. And I think the reason they want to use it is because when they come in, they say, wow, look at our gymnasium. Our oldest gyms look like the Boston Celtics parquet floor, okay? So Chris Molino and his team do an outstanding job. And we're putting together a whole booklet so any youth group or what have you that wants to look at it can see that. Now, pertaining to the PAC, the Performing Arts Center, we're sitting in a Performing Arts Center, but everybody dreams big with huge eyes. But yet, that sits a little bit over 1,000 people. If you put 100 people there, you could hear like echoes. It's not good for the audience. So we'll try to discourage them to show them a place like this or some of the other ones that we have. Since we brought Abbott online at the new North Common, remember that's another Performing Arts Center, completely renovated, new chairs, carpeting, flooring. So we have plenty of space for our partnership groups, our youth groups, and even outside the city. And Adonis does a great job of it. But we got to keep an eye that these folks that come in for some reason or the other don't know how to read, or they don't adhere to their contract. So if they don't know how to do that and we find them in violation, we will redline them and not allow them to rent the facilities again.
Now, usually, do you have custodial
Yes,
there, and they're monitoring what people are doing?
they're the
Okay.
ones that inform the maintenance department. So depending on the amount of people that are using it, it determines the amount of custodians that they need and the amount of school security officers. Okay?
All right, could I have a motion to approve the non-school use of the LPS facilities with the changes presented?
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Maria, please call the roll.
Dolores Calaf,
Yes.
Arlene Garcia,
Yes.
Maria Muller,
Yes.
Chair Patricia Mariano.
Yes. And the last item that requires a vote is our minutes from our meeting, which was held June 11th, 2025. Could I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Any corrections or omissions in the minutes? None? Dolores?
I don't see my name there, so apparently I was absent.
No, you weren't.
I don't see my name on the votes.
Which one,
On the June 11th?
Yeah, I don't see
what page?
on any other votes. My name is not there. So that means I was not at that meeting.
Which page?
Oh, the third page.
Third page?
The second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth.
So it's showing that you did not participate in the meeting.
Right, I was not there, apparently.
So
She's-
I was gonna suggest at the conclusion of the meeting, because the meetings are videotaped.
Yeah, she was present.
She was present? So let's check the minutes, the video, and if she's there, we need to add on whatever the video what her recommendations are. So on video,
So-
you're there.
I was present, but I was not counted.
Right.
I was invisible.
All right,
you weren't.
what I
I'm doing good.
suggest we do is, we table these minutes until the corrections are done, and we'll vote on them next,
That's why
at
she's
the
the
next
chairwoman.
meeting.
Which also, I'm not, if I'm out of order, but I was also on the curriculum committee and I was not included either. So, I don't know what's happening.
You gotta speak louder.
Huh?
You gotta speak louder.
I was saying,
I'm talking
That-
about at those subcommittee meetings. No, let's look at that. You're
All right,
correct.
could I have a motion to table the minutes till our October meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Wow.
Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you.
maybe they don't want me here.
This is important, Hector will need to know.
All right, Maria, please call the roll.
Dr. Dolores Calaf,
Uh, What am I doing?
Tabling.
Yes.
Arlene Garcia,
Yes.
Ay, Dios mío.
Maria Muller,
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Patricia Mariano, Chair
Yes.
Patricia Mariano. Thank you.
All right, thank you. At this time, I will gladly turn the meeting over to the superintendent for his report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, we have before you our final draft of the Lawrence Public Schools Strategic Plan. I'm going to invite up to the podium Dr. Angela Smith and her colleague Isabella Fonseca. Dr. Smith and Isabella they're like employees of Lawrence Public Schools. They've been here since January. They have done an outstanding job at coordinating, solidifying, bringing together disagreements, agreements, visions, promises from every kind of stakeholder you can imagine to help bring together what we have before you, what we believe is an outstanding strategic plan. But without further ado, let me introduce Dr. Angela Smith. Good
Thank
evening.
you. Good evening, the Superintendent Carrero, Board Chair, and all the board members. We are pleased to have before you a draft copy of the strategic plan for your consideration and for your review. Today, I'm going to spend a little time walking you through the document, but I believe it is attached, and I believe we have some copies for you.
Yeah,
My
we have
colleague
We
is
do.
making sure that it's coming. I think Maria
It is,
might
here.
have it.
You got it.
Yes, you have a copy. Okay, great. So before we get into the actual copy of the strategic plan, I want to talk a little bit about how we got to what you're seeing in your handout. We began this work in January of 2025, and part of our goal was to develop a plan that the entire community could really understand the direction for Lawrence Public Schools. Part of our process that Lawrence Public Schools asked us to do was to complete a diagnostic analysis to understand the current state of Lawrence Public Schools. There were several key takeaways from that diagnostic that really helped this team and this administration and the cross-functional advisory members that also played a role in helping to develop this plan. The data helped them to really understand where this district. So there are a couple of key facts I want to share. One of the things we learned from that diagnostic phase is that student outcomes vary widely between schools and within the district. So you've got schools at very different points in terms of student achievement. From your elementary schools, very significant differences. And from your middle schools, we also noticed a gap, but it's smaller. And we also started to see some of the disparities with, especially with disabilities. Given the dynamic population within Lawrence Public Schools, our population is growing rapidly, and their success is very critical to the future. So we started to understand and dissect our analysis regarding your multilingual learner population. So we think that that's going to be very critical for this district, for this administration, and for this board. Additionally, we really wanted to understand how your dynamic and very diverse population, how does that look amongst your staff and your principals and folks within your central administration team? Well, what we know is that Lawrence student body is primarily Hispanic or Latino, and that you have done some dramatic work to increase the diversity amongst your staff. But this is another area of opportunity, both amongst your teachers, your central office staff, and your administrators. And then lastly, what we knew and what we learned in detail when we went into the analysis is that schools are serving higher need students with often less experienced teachers to address those needs. So we think that there is a lot of opportunity to, one, support your teachers, grow your teachers, build their capacity, but also there may be some opportunities for where you have openings to try to get more experienced teachers to especially work with your higher need students. We also did a number of focus groups. We attended a number of meetings and sessions all across the district. We also spent time with your principals. We also collected survey data, and we also did interviews with a number of different staff members across the district. And so we heard a lot of messages. We know that families want transparency, they want consistent communication, they want to be involved and understand what's coming out of the district, and they want equitable services across all schools. We heard that your students want to feel seen and heard and cared for in every single classroom. Your principals want consistent alignment and follow through and timely support from your central office teams, and a strong pipeline of teachers that they can have in their schools to support their students. Your teachers want professional development and they want support so that they can grow here in Lawrence Public Schools. And they want more time and support for data-driven instruction. Lastly, we heard loud and clear that your central office administration team wants a clear district-wide vision setting and high expectations for all, and improved data use throughout the district at both the school level and central office, and really thinking about how resources can be allocated based on student need all across the district. So this strategic plan was not built off of just ideas. It was built off of data. It was built off of surveys. It was built off of hearing from the folks across Lawrence Public Schools. And so from a number of sessions, I think we had about 15 sessions in total, besides all the surveys that went on and the website and a number of places where we collected data. What you see before you on this strategic plan is a focus on shaping the future for success. And so you'll see on the cover the mission statement, preparing every student for success in college, career, and life, as well as a focus on the future for Lawrence Public Schools. So let's go. What's going to happen and what you see here is, I think this is all draft. I must place that caveat on what you're seeing. This is a draft, and over the next 30 days, when you have your October meeting, you'll have an opportunity to vote and take formal action on this document. But we wanted to share with you a draft of the document during this meeting to share where we are. And so there's opportunities for making some tweaks, some minor edits. So on you can open up the booklet and you'll see a draft. Again, this would be a draft letter from Superintendent Carrero, just explaining about the process and this document itself. Let's go on to the next page. Here you'll see on the far left-hand side a little bit about Lawrence Public Schools, sharing some of the what I'm calling fast facts in terms of the numbers of schools and the types of schools that are in Lawrence Public Schools. So it gives a really great picture of what Lawrence Public Schools looks like, as well as the table of contents. And then the executive summary. So this executive summary goes into detail about what's included in this document and really lays out the structure, and in one page helps the reader to get a sense of what's included in the document. On the next slide, at the next page, you'll see the district planning process. And so we worked with a number of different groups. We had our advisory group, which included parents and teachers and principals and partners and students too. And they helped to co-design this process with us and to give us critical feedback along the way. We also met with a number of your families through the various coffees and chats and sessions that were available for us to come and speak. We collected feedback from your principals and your school leaders, your teachers. We also had a really good cross-section of your teachers and school staff that participated as well. And so we really feel like this is a very strong document that represents a number of your stakeholders.
May I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
How many people in total participated? Do you have a rough idea?
I do not. I know our advisory committee is about 60 folks. And then like I said, we conducted 15 sessions. So there were a number of different sessions, and then we had very good attendance at all those sessions, whether it was the coffee chats or the virtual coffees, et cetera. So lots of participation through those current groups. But I don't have a total.
What would you anticipate a good number for a district this size to participate in this, the surveys and the people that were engaged?
We had, one thing I will say is we created, your communications team created a website where we posted for each meeting we had, we posted the information that was out there. And then it was also disseminated through the internet or social media tools that you all have. So you had participation, whether it was in the meetings, it was also accessible on your website. And so I don't know how many hits you had from that website or the turnover. So that's something we'll have to get back with you on. But there was very good, I felt like there was very good participation.
Okay, thank
Angela,
you.
was that posted in English and Spanish?
I believe so, but we can confirm. Yes, we did all of your family engagement meetings. They were in English and Spanish. We had interpreters at every single meeting that we did in person. And so most of the materials, and we were very thoughtful as we were engaging in the content about the meaning to make sure that the meaning was appropriate for the translated content. So on the next slide, I want to just share a little bit about these because I think these were very powerful, and we did co-design these, co-write these. These are the words from your community. These are not the words from us. We just helped to facilitate the conversation. So prior to today, to my knowledge, can you go back? Prior to today, you all did not have, that I am aware of, a mission statement or a vision statement or core values. So I believe this may be the very first time this district has had this. I think it is powerful. The mission being through equity-driven, inclusive schools that reflect and support our diverse community, we are committed to empowering every student to excel on their path through college and career. The vision statement, again, this was co-written with the folks who participated. We believe all our students are full of promise, full of purpose, power, and promise. Through transformative teaching and learning and deep family partnership, Lawrence Public Schools are united in their purpose to prepare every student to drive change in their communities and shape a better world. You can see the core values down there. I won't read those, but again, core values are an opportunity for employees to really understand what's expected of them in their daily roles and how we act and behave as an employee of Lawrence Public Schools. On the next page or slides, on the far left, this is what I call a strategy map. And it helps you to see a visual of this plan on one page. So even if you don't have the rest of the pages, this allows you to see the entire strategies, all of the work in one page. And so I'm going to actually kind of walk us through, but I'm not going to spend any time on this graphic, but I think it can be a powerful graphic that can be posted and people as a visual reminder of all the things that are in this strategic plan. So on the far right, I want you to pay attention to this because this is the foundation for the entire strategic plan. If someone were to ask, what are the things that are Lawrence Public Schools? What is it focused on? What's the district focused on? The answer is there are 6 priority areas that the district is focused on. The top one being an urgency to accelerate student learning. We're focused on staff excellence and effectiveness, data to inform decision-making, holistic student well-being, family partnerships, and responsive leadership. All of the work falls in one of those 6 buckets. And so when you turn to the next page, you'll see the details around, so what is an urgency to accelerate student learning? What does the work look like? Well, and I'm not going to spend all the time here, but you can see the strategies that are listed. It means that we plan on aligning our district-wide instructional framework. It means that we're going to design and implement a district-wide MTSS framework. It means that we're planning to improve services for our diverse learners, and you can see the details there. Under staff excellence and effectiveness, we plan to strengthen and diversify the educator pipeline. We plan on retaining and developing a strong, diverse workforce. We plan on delivering targeted professional learning, and so on and so forth. So you can see what's there for data to inform decision-making and holistic student well-being, the strategies that the district is going to be focused on. And then on the last page, you'll see the work around family partnership and the work around responsive systems-focused leadership. And then lastly, I just love this picture, but a thank you to all those that participated in this process and all of those that are going to really support the district as they move to implement this plan. So as I close, I will take any questions or comments you have about the strategic plan, the draft strategic plan. As you can see, this is for a 5-year time horizon from 2025 to 2030. And we believe that this will be the tool and the anchor for the work that needs to happen in the district moving forward.
The suggestion that I would make, there's an awful lot in here to absorb. And
Yes.
I'm sure we'll have questions at the next meeting. So if you wouldn't mind, give us a month to read it and try to understand all the bits and pieces and responses to some of the questions that I asked you for. And then we'll talk about it in October.
Okay, thank you.
May I offer a suggestion, Madam Chair?
Yes.
And then for the sake of time, Angela, would it be appropriate to give the team's email address so as they're reading it, if they have questions, that way in anticipation, so we don't have such a long session next time?
Sure. What I would recommend is that maybe one of your team members email all the questions.
Gotcha.
They send it to somebody internal, and then you all send it to us so that we can take a look at those. But
Yeah.
happy to address
So who
those.
will
Yeah.
you contact?
Whoever doesn't bring me coffee tomorrow morning, get drafted. Dolores, you have any questions at this time?
No, I need to.
I wanted to just make a couple of comments, Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
First one being the picture that you see there. That's kind of like the same picture that I mentioned at our full staff inauguration, when I talked to them about, look at the eyes of our kids, that they have confidence, that they are ready to take risk, and all we have to do is harness that and work that through them. When you have kids that show that confidence and are eager to learn and show that focus of interest, it's exactly what a teacher wants. And I think that that picture is very, very powerful, that it shows the focus of our kids, that they're interested. If a picture says 1,000 words, except for the ugly guy with the blue suit on the next picture, I think that that is an outstanding picture that really illustrates where we're moving forward to, that our kids not only can academically do it, but they're also very talented, whether in the arts, performing, or visual. And It was wonderful that this current school year, we've dedicated money to expand the arts in the earlier grades. And these are the kids that participated in our summer program with some of the other kids that are in our high school. So we see the pieces coming together. I believe with the strategic plan that we have in place, as the team works to identify other leaders, we'll be able to annually come before you with this plan and show you exactly where we have made the gains. And I think that that's important, that this becomes a living document rather than a document that you just dust and put on a shelf. Because a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of promise, a lot of conversation went into this, especially with our parents, that felt very, very, very happy that we were addressing the needs of their kids through their lenses. So I want to thank you, Dr. Smith, for the work that you and your team have done throughout the last 6-7 months with us. And I know that the work will continue. So thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I guess I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. And any items that were not discussed this evening, we'll take up at our October meeting. Thank you very, very much for being patient. Could I have a motion, please? Oh, I guess it's just you and me. Make the motion. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, and I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Maria, please call the roll. Yes. Thank you all for attending tonight. Hopefully, next month we'll get through the rest of these items. Thank you and good night.